Welcome to Witch Hour, where the brew is hot and the talk is real.
Two, and magic, mystery, and everyday life blend into one.
Witch Hour is a sacred space where the voices of Kemetic priestesses rise to awaken remembrance, restore divine wisdom, and reweave the threads of ancient feminine wisdom. We speak light into shadow, truth into silence, and healing into disconnection. Guided by the sacred teachings of our ancestors, we channel the power of mysticism, ritual, and spiritual truth to speak and spark transformation within ourselves, our communities, and the world.
And Mut Heteru Bhaktiba.
I am Mut Nekbet Nefer Nurtati Ra.
And I am Harit Tayam Wajsi. And together, we are Witch Hour.
Two. This is a circle where Black women priestesses come together to speak truth, spirit, and power. We are your guides in this sacred conversation of reclamation. And together, our voices are binded together on this mystical journey. An hour of wit, wisdom, and a little witchcraft or brouhaha. Come curious, leave enchanted.
Two, every brew starts with an intention. So here is today's intentions. I honor the wisdom of my emotions. I honor the devotion that lives in my spirit. I am whole. I am worthy. I am sovereign.
Thank you, listeners, for supporting Witch Hour. And remember to go subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all social media and podcast streaming platforms. So let's pick our cups up and get right into it. I got my tea today.
I love that.
Dude.
Witch, please.
So in our last episode, we explored eroticism as liberation, not merely as sexuality, but as a force, a life force. Our creative fire, our intuition, pleasure, and reclaiming of our body as holy, or our bodies as holy. We walked through 3 phases of the feminine archetype, which was the awakening of desire, and then we descend into knowing and the integration of power. So tonight, today, wherever it is where this meets you, we move forward from sensual awakening into sacred devotion, from pleasure into purpose, from body into spirit, and without separating them. And the archetype who carries this medicine most and powerfully in our culture is Auset.
Oh.
So again, in true Witch Hour fashion, let's get our cup and let's start filling it up.
Two. I heard, what? So as we dive deeper into our sensuality as liberation series, today we're exploring through the lens of our great mother, Auset, and her representation of devotion. In the Kemetic tradition, devotion is not obedience. It is a presence. It is an intention. It is a continuity of love. Auset teaches us devotion that creates life. And her sister, Nebuchadnezzar, teaches us devotion that keeps vigil in the dark. Oof. But together, they show us that eroticism is the force that binds us across different processes and different stages of life, such as grief, death, pleasure, and rebirth, right? And it binds us together. I was thinking about this so deeply early. Pleasure, grief, death, and rebirth, and how that all goes in together. Puts us in a stage of like rebirth, doesn't it? Because it's like once we experience pleasure, we're like new.
Yeah.
We are definitely new, and it goes into that rebirth. So we are exploring through the lens of our great mother, Auset, and her devotion, and her sister, Nebuchadnezzar.
Why does she represent devotion? Let's start there. Auset is a representation of divine devotion because of her commitment and her love to Asar. Asar represents our higher selves and our higher being. And with Auset, She represents the devotion that we embody as individuals, as spiritual beings, to restore our sense of higher consciousness. And that devotion, if you know the story of Asar, let's take it to an earthly level. If you know
So,
the story of Asar and Asar and Aset were a divine couple, right? And Asar, being Auset's husband, had an affair, knowingly or unknowingly, with her twin sister, Nebuchadnezzar. Right? Nebuchadnezzar tricked Asar into making him think that she was Auset. Asar was not in his right mind, body, and spirit. He was inebriated, and he slept with Nebuchadnezzar. And
so,
so from that union, they birthed, or from that connection, birthed a child. Auset, and then began another battle between Asar, his brother, but Auset still devoted to her husband, right? Our higher consciousness, raised the child, still loved her sister, and restored Asar after his battle with Satesh, with the ego. She helped to restore through her devotion, her true devotion, she helped restore Asar, which represents our higher consciousness. So can you imagine here, like on a earthly, most mundane, what devotion looks like after some being you feel like may have did you an injustice, but you knew what they represented, and you were still devoted to restoring that essence of seeking higher knowledge, higher self. So if you look at it from their relationship or aspect as a mate, divine mates, your husband slept with your twin sister, you still
oh,
love your sister, you
mm,
raised their
mm,
child, and then you restored his life. That
yes,
is devotion.
yes,
That's love.
yes.
That's
Because
love.
no one's gonna do that in real time. That's a lot of the problem in real time. When you say an earthly level, and just you saying it, and even though I've heard it so many times, a story, but the way that you just put it so succinctly, that devotion comes from Offset understanding her purpose, right? She knew who she was outside of her husband and outside of that union, and she understood her own power and her role in their relationship, and her devotion to not fail herself,
Mm,
right?
mm,
As a wife and a woman, and the spiritual goddess who she is, right? Like, she was just tapped into, like, well, I can't worry about what you out here doing. I know my mission and my path is to keep this together, right? Is to make sure that I'm using my divine will, even though you lost yours for a second, right? I got to use my divine will and my wisdom to bring things back to where it's supposed to be, because that's what I'm supposed to do, right? So it's just um the chills of that kind of woman.
mhm,
And
mhm.
I liken those women to our grandparents, our
Ye
grandmothers
yes,
and our great grandmothers,
yes.
who or like a Coretta Scott King, right?
Ooh.
Right? Because the new generation has found a way to defile the work of a leader because of his humanity and his humanness, but that does not take away from the purpose. And she understood that, because she had a job as Coretta, right? She was all set in her nature. I can't worry about what you're doing. I
Mhm,
married you, and in that marriage, this marriage serves my purpose too, not just yours. And
mhm,
I'm going to serve my purpose. It doesn't matter what you're doing. And a lot of the newer generation, maybe because they don't know what that is to have purpose like that, understand that kind of devotion to still stick to who you are. You don't have to change just because, you know.
mhm,
That's true. And you mentioned something that made me think of Auset and her level of devotion. When I think of Auset, I think of also that level of devotion and her knowing her purpose and understanding that everybody else has a purpose, and that interconnectedness between my purpose, your
mhm.
purpose, their purpose, and how they say you're only as strong as the weakest link. So firming
Ooh.
up. and helping to make sure that there's no gaps in everybody fulfilling their mission
Mhm.
and that interconnectedness. And sometimes it takes a little bit of sacrificing the ego, because I'm saying the ego, thinking from an earthly standpoint, right? Thinking from a very layman's term, in that looking at that relationship without a spiritual eye, there had to be some type of bruise or feeling to the ego.
Ooh.
But you being able to overcome that, to say, you know what, but that baby's life has meaning for our future. That we need the way to be open, no matter what type of discourse it was created in. Or I love my sister so truly, I'm going to help her raise this child. I love my husband so much that I'm going to help restore him so he can live out his purpose, but because his
Mhm.
purpose is for humanity.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so that takes a different aspect of devotion, and it takes a different aspect of understanding that I have to sacrifice my ego. I have to sacrifice feeling in my gut, right? A very animalistic feeling, to move through that, to say, oh my gosh, but we still have purpose. So let me go ahead and display my devotion, my love for all of the people that were involved, to keep going. So that takes, I think that's what makes that devotion or sets love be erotic, because it supersedes any connection that we may have with love
Yep.
and our ego.
Yep.
It's
I literally, when you said, I'm happy that you said that word, because I'm up here thinking her empathy supersedes her ego.
Mm.
Her compassion supersedes her ego. That's deep. It's deep to look past, because in her mind, I don't need perfection. I need presence.
Right.
I don't need you to be perfect. I need you to be present in your purpose, right? I'm going to be present in mine, where I can see past where you faltered, and I got to see past my own faults and still show up in a way that is loving, right? And that, yes, that is some deep eroticism.
Mhm. And I
that's
was
To stay
deep.
thinking about
connected to your life.
too. And I was thinking about how much like we are connected as well, and connecting to that Auset faculty in us. Like, what do we have to sacrifice? Like, even to our listeners, like, what do you have to sacrifice in order to gain that the bigger purpose? What do you have to sacrifice to serve your mission, getting out of the ego and the pride and the earthly things in order to fulfill your mission for your highest good, for your family, for the Netaru, the reason why the Most High put you here, you know um and that's pretty deep. What are you sacrificing? What are we sacrificing? Because we know as spiritual women we sacrifice a lot.
Daily. I sacrifice daily.
Mhm. Mhm.
Or or even, oh my gosh, Moo had a rule. I apologize if I interrupted you too.
Mhm.
But when we say I sacrifice daily, or you said, what are we sacrificing, even as spiritual women? There's a saying that I die daily, right? We become restored daily. And that is through Auset. Like Asar had to die to be rebirthed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if you die daily, you get to start anew. So what
Mhm.
does that newness look like? And if you think about the story of Osset and her devotion, like each day you wake up, you die daily, but each day you wake up to seek with fervence
Yes.
your purpose,
Yeah.
your path, no matter who's saying what, you got that dogged determination. I know our spiritual godmother talks about did it, right? At one point, devotion, dedication,
Dedication. Yes.
determination that offset represents, and how we could build that offset faculty in us
Mhm.
to unleash our connection to our eroticism. Like,
Mhm.
Mhm.
seek daily your
Mhm.
devotion or your purpose. If you're devoted to your purpose daily, what does that look like?
Mhm.
Yeah. And then just stop piggybacking, but also referencing. We did a live earlier, so you all are going to want to go check that out on our um Instagram page, where that part of eroticism. Because when I think about the fact that I die daily, like I sacrifice daily, I'm sacrificing and I am quote unquote dying or regenerating myself daily to discover new parts of myself. I'm looking to become something newer, something better than I was yesterday or before. So it's like, I'm here today. What do I have to offer the day that I didn't offer yesterday? Or what am I digging up? And it takes a great amount of, like you said, determination. And I love these points: devotion through will, through your
Mhm.
intelligence, and sacred persistence. To be intelligent enough to know that there is so much depth to you that you can pull from, that is a part of your purpose, and using that as a sacred persistence, that it does not matter what. Like, when I think about a boss, I think about Auset,
Mhm.
right? Because it does not matter. And she went through a lot in her story, not just she went through a lot just to put and get um Asar back in his rightful place, right? His righteous place, and to, yeah, and to groom or prepare their child, their immaculate son, right, for his purpose, and the greater purpose, right? So despite herself, her sacred persistence was on the bigger picture at all times, no matter
Ooh,
what she went through. And
right.
that can be a challenge, I think. I don't know if it was during our live or just now talking about that sacrifice, right? Sacrificing parts of yourself that would hinder you from being persistent in your bigger picture. And what does that look like to have devotion through will and the intelligence? And that intelligence looks like trusting that you have it, that you can do it. I know that this is hard, but I got to do it anyway, you
Right.
know?
That makes me think of the phrase, "It's bigger than me,"
Yes.
you
Yes.
know? And you do this because it's bigger than you.
Mhm.
The sacrifices that you make is bigger than you. And Mutnekbe, you talked about through will, intelligence, and sacred persistence. And I think about the act of devotion as a part of eroticism, understanding that, again, it separates us from the ego, meaning that if I don't do this, what is there on the other side, right? Like,
Right.
I have no choice but to be devoted. I
Mhm.
have that this devotion helps me with my clarity.
Mhm.
It helps me love with strategy. It helps love and understand my purpose in love. It helps me understand my purpose in
Mhm.
relationships. It helps me understand that I am connected to not only myself, but the universe, to
Mhm.
every being that is on the outside of me. We are all interconnected.
Right.
Mhm.
Because if she didn't follow through, if she quit, it would have fell apart.
Yeah, she didn't let nothing get in her way. So even just thinking, she knew, like, what are we devoted to? She knew our mission, she knew our purpose. She didn't let fear get in the way. She didn't say, "Oh, I can't do this," or her anger get in the way. Like, she had to set everything aside and fulfill her mission. And where would we be if we didn't have Great Mother Auset or Asar or Nebuchadnezzar? You know?
True.
And I was just thinking about even having people in your corner that's willing to assist you and support you um, through different stages of life, like 10 toes down. She had her sister like 10 toes down. Hey, we're going to get him. And her sister understood her mission as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's that interconnectedness. I understand your mission. I'm here to support, and we're gonna rise above this. And nothing is gonna stand in our way. No fear, no Satesh, no nothing. And they got it done. Life,
Mm.
transformation, rebirth, or set, Asar. Yeah.
And
Mm.
so you talked about, y'all know, again, I always throw this in, I'm a Scorpio sun. When you think about life, death, and rebirth, Osset's relationship with the scorpion and how they were a part of her magic. They rode with her. Them seven scorpions rode with her, protected her, were a part of her team with those 10 toes down. So when you think about Osset and you think about her magic and her devotion and what it will take for you, for us as individuals, to continuously transform, right? Because I say, as long as we transforming, we in the land of the living, right?
Mm.
As long as we are evolving in our mind, bodies, thoughts, hearts, and spirit, right? We are staying in the land of the living. When we stop evolution, then that's when we start to decay, things of that nature. And we transition to another space. However, when we seek daily our purpose, our devotion without limit, without our ego, without I'll say Satesh being at our forefront, without it being at our heels, when we operate in our full magic or our setting in being, we are able to utilize the magic of the scorpion. That's
Mm-hmm.
scary.
Mm-hmm. I thank you for that, because I'm now when you said that, I was like, oh, it's almost like for those of us that are listening and you may not be too well versed with the um aspects of Kemet or ancient Egypt. When we think about the Netteru or the company of the gods, they all have their own origin story, right? Villain story, however you want to say it, right? But these aspects, ancestrally, our ancestors were able to take the environment around them and utilize that as a form of strength or awareness or a teaching moment. So when you're talking about Auset and we're talking about her being eroticism and this devotional will, those scorpions to me are parts of her, like that she was able to fragment, like she sent herself out in these forms, and each one had a purpose that served her while she was in her mission of taking on certain things. So it's like, think about it. How many times have we said to ourselves, if I could just have another me, right, if there was one more of me. So think of Offset as making one more of her, knowing that, okay, I need you to stick with Haru here, I'm going to send you out over there while I go and continue, and then you all are going to come on the side of me because I can't protect myself because I need to focus here. I need you to protect me and make sure nothing's coming at me. That's powerful, taking it from the lower to the higher. The point here that her devotion to Asar is not sentimental. It's not personal. She's not taking her devotion to Asar is not personal. Her devotion is active, is creative, and is relentless dedication to determination. Asar is her purpose, right? He's not just her mate. That's her purpose,
And
right?
are representing higher consciousness, our higher
Mm-hmm.
selves. That's all our purpose
That's
and
all.
our higher selves. I must say that there are different phases in life and that we all go through. And I must say, in this phase of my life where I am tapping into a different phase of Offset and growing to understand her devotion as eroticism.
Mm.
Because when you think about I probably, y'all know the way my mind goes. My mind goes in songs, rhythms, and rhymes. So, as you were talking, and what Hadaru had said too, my song, the mind that played in my song was "Love No Limit" by Mary J. Blige,
That's my
and
jam.
I can hear
yeah,
that. I can hear that.
yeah,
I can see that.
yeah. And I'm gonna go back and dig a little deeper into it. But there's love has no limit. But we see this with Offset. It is not, like you said, it's not sentimental. It is not personal. It is her love says, I know you. I choose you.
Mm.
I would not abandon what I love, no matter how uncomfortable it might get. Because look, if we think about the concept of what Asar represents, our higher self, sometimes when we seek our higher purpose, things get uncomfortable.
Ooh.
Things get difficult. And if we stop using our offset faculty to keep seeking, we lose that determination, we lose that devotion, then we lose our connection with our higher self. And we lose our connection with our Asar. So like being able to say, I will not abandon what I love. Oh my God.
To
And that's like those things that bring you joy. Like, oh my God, I am carrying with me, getting to know Auset, her mysteries, because she is the
Mhm.
right. She got so many mysteries, so many layers, to see how that resonates within me.
Mhm.
Wow,
Mhm.
and I would do the same, like, and I was thinking about, like, what Neckbed said, how she had the 7 scorpions and sent them out to do different things. And that made me think about the alchemy inside of myself, using the alchemy and being the alchemist and using our magic and going deep with the inside of ourselves, go deeper into our devotion because, like we said, she did not let that discourage her. So us thinking about when we go through different stages and different things in life, not allowing that to discourage us, to use that offset faculty, go deep within and see what we need to do to stay on the mission, to see what continue to be devoted to whatever
Yeah.
it is that we are devoted to. So like what are you devoted to? And what's your reason why? What is your why? Like
We both
Let us
like,
both like put our heads down. Like,
because that's the question. What are you devoted
what are you
to?
devoted to, and what's your why?
And
Why are you
what's
devoted to
your-
it?
Hey, can I tell y'all something? In this space, a workspace, from a place where it's like, hey, what is your why? What are you connected to? Like, what fuels you? Right? On set, ask us that question for ourselves.
Mhm,
And if the things that we are pursuing don't connect to our why, why are we doing that? Why
mhm,
are we doing
Yeah.
things and why are we giving energy to things that don't support our highest and our best? Why are
mhm,
we devoted to things that make us feel disconnected from ourselves, from our joy,
mhm.
our sexuality? That's not eroticism.
It's not a oh my God. Like, I'm emotional. I really want to cry. I'm not going to, but I would like to. Because I'm just up here thinking to myself, like, wow, that part of eroticism and loving yourself so much that you do not allow anything to allow you to falter, right? And the only reason why she could love Asar the way that she did and Nebuchadnezzar the way that she did is because she loved herself so much.
Mm, mm,
You know, she loved herself so much. And so when you think about, and I might cry, I don't know, hold on a second, let me get it together. When I think about being an erotic being,
mhm,
understanding that you have such a love of divinity and you understand that your sacredness, your sensuality, your vitality, your life force comes from your love of divinity, that you are able to lead with that at all times, like
mm,
desire with intention,
mm,
right? You desire, her desire to keep her family together, right? The legacy of her family together, because she understood how important that was to the people around them. She understood that I have to keep this together, because this together, everyone benefits
mhm,
from this being held together. If this falls apart, everything around me falls apart,
mhm,
right? And I feel like the moments that she had, those hardships, were her moments where she was like inside of herself, like, can I make it?
mm,
Can I really do this? And having all those challenges to challenge her to see how bad do you want it? How strong are you? And so, like you said, Muheteru, like coming across these things in our lives that make us feel like, oof, I'm taking hits,
mhm,
you know? But it's like to love so deeply
mhm,
from this deep-seated place that you can overlook the adversities, because you are so connected to your why,
mhm.
and you're so connected to your purpose, that desire is your intention. Your desire is your intention to get it done.
Wow.
I want to dig a little deeper. Muhedra, you might have asked, like, what are you devoted to? Like, what are those things that we could say we have had our Ossetian faculty tuned in on?
Mm,
Like, what is that thing that you feel like Osset drives me in this way? She supports me in this way. but there's times where I had to be devoted. Um, and I'll even say we could think of it like, okay, yeah, when you go through an initiation, when um I became Mushata Jehudi Beneneset, there's things that I had to use my Auset faculty for. Like Auset, I need you. Great mother, right now. I need you to bail me, protect me, let me go within and go through the recesses of my mind, my body, and spirit so I could come out and be this divine mother of secrets that my stars align me to be, that the universe said that you were born to do. And now, and I'm asking because, like, right now, like, we're thinking, like, what is it that in these bodies that we're inhabiting now, in this space and in that we are in right now on this, what is our set birthing, recreating, nurturing? Because she's a nurturer, pouring magic into, allowing us to see beyond the veil, beyond the veil, beyond the veil,
Beyond the veil.
beyond the veil, to in this phase, like, because for her to come up in our series of erotic, sensual liberation, some people don't see Offset that way. They don't see her as sensual. They may not associate her with eroticism, but she is birthing creativity. She is birthing
Oof,
magic.
magic. Heck
Ooh,
God.
heck God,
Words of
heck God,
power.
magic, right? Those scorpions, like, if we eroticism is the evolution of being, like, Offset sits at the seat of that.
It makes me think about our sister, I'll say Harusa Nefer, because she is
Shout out to you.
erotic. Yes. Shout out to our Sinat. I can answer this, and I'll answer it in transparency and vulnerability. I feel like over time, I can see both, and I know we're gonna speak about Nebuhet at some point. I see them both in myself. I see Nebuhet more in me, but I can see where I need Offset more. I feel like they both and possibly Offset, they both equally, but where Offset has really assisted me is in my healing
Mm,
and being dedicated to heal myself, be able to dedicate to heal and accept my shadow self, accept the Nebuchadnezzar faculty of me, to not be so split, but to come together and integrate. And in relationships, because I have not yet found an external aspect of someone that I feel like I want to be devoted to unconditionally in that way. I feel like now Offset is assisting me and guiding me to understand what that means to be devoted to someone else now that I have given that devotion to myself and opening myself up to the truth of what a divine partnership should look like, where I'm able to choose my partner every day and know that even though they are my partner, that I am still whole within myself, that I'm able to pour from that wholeness and not to be depleted. And I was thinking of, as we talk about offset and devotion. I've been thinking about that too. Where do I need to trust that I can be devoted? Cause maybe I might be like, I ain't, I'm not, I'm not, but where do I know that it's safe and I can trust to be devoted in that capacity? But that looks like, where can I be safe and trust within myself the capacity to be devoted? Because Offset, she knew her capacity, and when she didn't know her capacity, she pushed through the challenges of feeling inadequate, and that duality of her being interchangeable with her sister. I don't know. I'm digressing real quick. I'm so sorry, because I just had this thought. I'm like, I wonder, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask our godmother. I wonder if Nebuchadnezzar and Offset are interchangeable. I wonder if Offset put herself in the position of Nebuchadnezzar to feed a part of herself. Are you following me? And this is like I'm just kind of like, I'm curious to know if Offset kind of put herself in the ego of her sister at times and vice versa. Because Nebuchadnezzar wanted to feel what it was like to be Auset. I wonder if Auset ever wanted to know what it felt like to be Nebuchadnezzar. Like, I'm just up here kind of really thinking, but and maybe, like I said, because I can feel them both inside of me. But I just think that Auset is teaching me devotion through healing.
Mm.
Mhm.
Wow, that was beautiful. They know how I am. Ooh, I was just thinking about even me just being I'm not the most talkative person. I always come in the room, head to the back, don't want to be seen, don't want to be heard. But I knew that I could not do that. From what my calling is, could not continue to just be shy, be quiet. Like I had to speak up and be in the forefront in order to fulfill my mission. And it did come with a lot. But I had to change, my mindset and just know what, again, it's bigger than me. Just like Auset knew the purpose was bigger to me. It's bigger than me. Even teaching Reiki, Kemetic Reiki and traveling and putting everything to the side that whatever is going on has to stay at home and I have to be focused on the mission and fulfilling the purpose and pouring into other people as well, because this is bigger than me. I can't get sidetracked by this, that, and the other. Trusting that all of that is going to be taken care of and continuing pushing past whatever it is. Even now, extending that, because we are all in a season where we're being called. Even if you're listening to this now, you're being called to push past all of the stuff. And even if you feel like it's micro and it's little, I mean big, but your purpose is bigger than what's going on in your life right now. So all of us pushing past that and being devoted to our purpose. So we're being called on to put our triggers to the side, put our devotion first. And it might seem a little difficult. We might have all these emotions, but releasing those emotions and just going for it, going deep within inside of ourselves, listening to our intuition, just thinking about how much she had to listen to herself on set to even know where Asar's, you know what I'm saying, his body parts and stuff was, Like, because if she didn't sit and be silent and be still, how long would have been, she never would have like been able to come together and bring all the pieces together. So she had to sit still within herself, listen to herself to be able to go out. And if you need that support from people that's on your level, that vibe with you, then I pray that everybody get that support to be able to go out and fulfill their mission, supporting one another, pushing past a lot as being quiet. I'm a very, very laid back. I remember when I first got initiated, Moot Nekbet made me say, like, I am a teacher because I didn't even believe that, like, I was a teacher.
I was a little rough. I'm sorry. It was from love.
You're not sorry.
Oh, you're right. No, I'm not. It was from love.
It was.
Because yeah, you powerful. But Muhedaru, to your point of you saying that she had to sit with herself, and even you, Harit, talking about how she understood everybody's purpose. Like she knew that she needed Ampu. She couldn't get mad at her sister. Like it's like Set has the higher vision. She really does. Like she can see the bigger picture. If I get rid of my sister's child or something happens to that child is not going to fulfill its destiny. And you know what? That child's destiny was a part of her fulfillment of seeking out and guiding and being on her team,
Yeah.
of knowing where to go.
Yes.
It's saying to me, your destiny is bigger than your now. Your destiny is bigger than your now.
Mm-hmm.
Who has a divine purpose in helping us to get to our destiny by way of opening the way and guidance. Had he not been birthed from that, I'm just going to use this very layman term and not offensive. I don't want to offend anybody, but out of that adulterous relationship,
Yeah.
help birth your way to your destiny, your guidance, the way your prayers get to heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like when we on our knees and praying, how those things get to heaven and the blessings to come is through that child that was birthed
Mm-hmm.
from adultery. It tells me something. It tells me erotic devotion is not passive longing,
Mm.
generative, meaning that it continues to fuel us. Like if we are seeking things with the fervency that eroticism brings, that creative energy, and we are devoting that creative and it's matching, it's generative. It helps to continue to birth.
Mhm.
It assists through our continuity.
Mhm.
Keep going. It
Mhm.
helps us resurrect. It helps us to come back to when we think life has knocked you down. Like Muhadaru said, we are all being called at this moment to keep going. That Auset faculty helps us to keep going.
Mhm.
It helps us to continue to endure so we can continue to seek life with a
Mhm.
sense of eroticism,
Mhm.
joy,
Right.
happiness. And I'm not just talking about, y'all hear me when I say, I'm not just talking about the joy and happiness that others can give to us, but the ones that come innately within us that can't be taken away from by someone. That's what that type of erotic devotion is.
How do you feel? I don't mean to cut you off. I'm so sorry. Because it made me think about like seriously, how do you feel when you know that you earned what you worked for?
Mm.
Right? You feel phenomenal.
Mhm.
That's that Snoop Dogg. I like to thank me. I like to thank myself,
So
right?
right.
Because you push through. It doesn't matter if anybody believed in you.
Right.
It doesn't matter if anybody validated you. If it doesn't matter if somebody said you could do it or not. It doesn't even matter if you shared your dreams with somebody else and you just kept your head down.
Mhm.
You moved through your own self-doubt and you came out of that and you succeeded, and no one can take that. Like, you pull that from your life force. You pull that from your, I know I'm supposed to do, I know I got to keep going. I don't care how tired I am. I maybe only had ramen noodles today, or maybe I just sucked a couple puffs of air. I don't know. But you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
thinking about feeling the joy from inside of yourself from how you push through, because we talked about eroticism, and we're not talking about this necessarily in this point in the stage as a sexual thing. This is just your life force energy, the passion that you have for your life. I got excited. I'm sorry.
Bro, I was jumping with you. So I hear what you said, and I heard erotic devotion is love with stamina.
Mm.
It is to be
It
able to
is.
that fortitude to keep going and mental fortitude to be
Mm.
in the recesses of our mind to keep going. So, what does deep erotic devotion look like in real practice? It looks like showing up even when with our body,
Mhm.
even when pleasure might not be guaranteed, right? Staying
Yes. That
emotional.
takes me out.
That's deep though. That is
That takes me out.
that deep. That's so deep.
I mean, look, I'm here. I might not be happy, might not but I'm here. I'm present. I'm
That
fulfilling
takes
my
me.
mission.
But even when you're
Okay.
by being present, you're going to learn whatever you're supposed to learn in that moment to help you
Yes.
evolve. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. It means
Because that.
staying emotional. Oh, go ahead, Moon Neck.
No, tell me. Say what you're gonna say. I want it.
Okay, it means staying emotionally available when it would be easier to just be like, huh, say,
Right.
hey.
Staying present when desire is no longer available.
Yeah.
It's like you have to. That's going back to that part about it supersedes your ego. It goes past what you want,
Yeah.
right? It goes past, well, I feel like I should get this. I deserve this. I want that. I
Right.
should feel like this. For the time being, you might not feel that way, but I still need you to stand in it.
Mhm.
Because once you get to the other side, you won't even be thinking about the desire. It's going to be so much more
Mhm.
than the simple desire, because desire is something that it's like a longing. You know what I mean? When you desire something, you long for it. It's almost like you're not trusting.
Mhm.
It's something that you yearn, you beg, you desire. But if you can stay present long enough and allow that longing and just say, I trust, I know, that's that intelligence. Then what you get, it supersedes the desire, because it's more than what you could have imagined. Golly.
Can I take that? Let me take that and put it another way too, because this is where the erotic devotion looks like in practice. Loving with memory, not fantasy. That's just what you said. It's loving and memory. When you have the memory of something, you have the knowledge that it has happened,
Right.
right? You know, I know. Versus creating in the fragments of our imagination that desire. Desire is important. However, we know, and we love in that we know that it is something bigger.
Mhm.
And it's not just right now what we can see.
Mhm.
And we know this because we had a memory of what we've been told, our hopes, wishes, and our dreams, but knowing that they're gonna come.
Mhm.
It's like going like this. Going from this to this,
Mhm.
you know?
My goodness. This made me think about our life today and our allowing, like the word allowing and surrender and allowing spirit to move through you. Because first, it's like first you gotta trust. Like you have to trust.
I know that our time together is always divinely aligned. Wherever and whenever this message reaches you, please remember what Adaru said. We, us, them, all of us, collective, are being called to
Absolutely.
stay the course to
Absolutely.
our divine purpose, to use our Auset faculty. How are we embodying Auset's
Mhm.
sacred devotion as an
Mhm.
act of sensual eroticism through our liberation?
Mhm.
How
Mm.
are we doing that? Because that's our call to action.
To absolutely. What are you devoted to and why?
As we end with that question,
Mhm.
now it's time for like our community share. We grow, we learn, and we thrive together. I'm gonna kick us off with some herbal magic.
Ooh.
A little sprinkle, sprinkle.
Little sprinkle to our devotion, erotic devotion today, right? And
Mhm.
I'm share our herbal magic. What do we have in our pouch today? We have blackberry leaves or roots.
Ooh.
Blackberry. It's not just a fruit. I thought about y'all know the saying that go with blackberry, right?
Yes.
But blackberry,
Black of the berry.
yes. So this is good for medicine. It's a medicine for our body. Again, this is for educational purposes and practices for ourselves. But it's good for a tea. You could brew it as a tea. Yes, blackberry, the fruit is good, but its roots and leaves also have benefit, and they help us with our intestines. If we drink it as a tea, it helps us to process things. What are you not processing that is stopping you from being able to truly use your Auset faculty? Because those things that we are not processing and eliminating is what's stagnating us from our
Yeah.
transformation. Remember, Auset carried that scorpion that represents transformation, that represents birth and regeneration. Through our erotic devotion, we are able to transform by way of using this erotic devotion and Auset. So let bayberry roots and leaves help us. Help us to get those things out of our gut, to process smooth, to eliminate. And we can also use it again to get rid of things. If we want to use it in our ritual work, it's good
Mm,
for removing things.
Mm.
It is good for elimination. So when you think about something that's like, look, I need it to loose me so I can move forward in my higher purpose and path. If it is a personal practice, if it's a mindset,
mhm.
if it is a way of thinking, if it is something that we know we should have been long gone done with, but we're having some problems with it, let's add that.
Too. When you said that, I said, "Unhinge me." Remember
Again,
Unfetter me.
unfetter
right,
me. Yes,
right. Ooh, ooh, yes.
Lucy, loose.
Loosen me.
Yes.
Let me.
Unhand me.
Sorry.
Yes.
Ye
Who had it?
yes, and as we are talking, and speaking about letting things go, the card that we pulled is 31, the Phoenix. And it says, "Man, your flesh rises from the ashes and into the expansion flames of your soul." So I'm gonna read to y'all a little bit about what the Phoenix says out of the book. This deck is The Season of the Witches. Yes,
Oh,
season
love
of
the imagery.
witches.
I love that imagery.
And here's the back of the card. Look at how beautiful the bees.
Oh, the bees.
True.
Ooh,
Yes.
but I'm gonna read to y'all. We can't make this up. It just aligns with everything that we have been saying. Phoenix is the ultimate expression of life, death, and rebirth. She allows self-destruction to take hold, tearing apart the old so that she can renew herself, more enlightened, and can come to take shape. Ooh. We see that the intelligent process of life and death cycles all the time. One season shed into another, one day drifts into the past and allows a new day to enter the present. The bush loses its brilliant blossom so that a new rose can flourish. Phoenix is light and ablaze into your life, okay? You are about to embark on a fresh journey. But before you can welcome the new, you must be willing to shed the old. Do not consider this process to be a sacrifice. Instead, consider it to be a trade in or an upgrade rather than a loss for what you will receive in return. Your life will be so much improved. So, and let me finish this. Even if you're happy with your current situation, pulling this card is a sign that there are bigger and better things over the horizon. So, additionally, Phoenix represents a breakthrough or a significant change in circumstances. So, yeah, what you inquired about earlier today is nearly at its end. In this way, Phoenix represents for a new beginning. You may be lucky to receive financial windfall, suddenly find the solution to a long-term problem, or move past troubles in a relationship. Be at peace, for soon all will be well. Shy,
Go ahead,
okay?
this up. Go ahead, this up. And I just
Man.
want to share with our listeners, our viewers, our community, our brew crew. These are truly divinely aligned. We are not like aligning the message. Spirit is picking these things, and it is so resonant of how magic really happens in real life.
Because we did not know.
No, at all. At all.
That card is new to us too, honey. And I received all of it.
I receive it. I
Yes.
receive it and proclaim it. And it just really reaffirms that your purpose is bigger than your now.
Right.
And our minds can't even if we allow our minds to try to create something, like we are limiting ourselves.
Mhm.
And erotic devotion allows ourselves to like stop thinking small.
Whoever said shot. So I'm over here like, man, I'm just I'm just smacking on it because that was good. So our comedic phrase for today is E Keperu Jasir Usheti. E Keperu Jasir Usheti. I transform through sacred devotion.
Come on now.
Say it. Say it again.
Usheti. I transform through sacred devotion.
Look, I had to rewrite that down.
That's gonna be my mantra for the week. And
Yes.
again, I open myself to that. Dua Muheraru Bhaktiva Dua Mut Nekbat Nefern Tatira. As we round out our time together and we go back to where we originally started those intentions, I honor the wisdom of my emotions.
Yes.
I honor the devotion that lives in my spirit. I am whole. I am worthy, and I am sovereign. There is no better way to round out our conversation with our magic that we shared and our community share. So we want to know, what are you devoted to and why? And my sister Moot Heteru asks, share that with us because your voice matters. Let's brew into this conversation together. Our act of sensuality is our liberation. as we continue this series, share your opinions,
Yes.
your thoughts, and how you're using this magic that we learn and grow through together, right? Connect with us on all social media platforms. We are on Facebook now under Witch Hour. We also have a new Instagram page because we are Witch Hour Official. And hang out with us on our lives for our sensual Sundays or Saturdays. And you can also connect with us via email at witchhourpodcast@gmail.com. Remember, our witch is WTCH, and it's ours that belongs to us, OUR, at podcast@gmail.com. So until we commune again, Shemimotep.
Shemimotep.
Love you all. Love you all.